I'll never forget the time the lady jumped off the bridge in front of me and killed herself, almost getting my finger bitten off in a fight. I'll never forget the shooting.
I go downstairs, the guy with a gun in his mouth, and I'm talking to him, and he proceeds to blow his head off. It's almost like I'm there yesterday.
It was my dream job. I wanted to do it from the time that I was 11, and I think I'd always had a calling to help people, to make a difference. I didn't realize that being the calm in other people's chaos meant that I had to carry their weight.
The things that you see, the things that you smell, the things that you hear, the cumulative effect of the trauma that we would see on a daily basis is not what the average person will see, and it affects me to this day still.
You don't know what to do with what you're feeling because you don't even know what it is you're feeling. You were not to show any weakness whatsoever. You're 10 feet tall and bulletproof, and don't forget it.
I take the uniform off at the end of the day. I hang it up in my locker, but just because the uniform comes off doesn't mean that everything I've taken that day I can put in my locker and I'll just put back on the next day. It doesn't work like that.
I went into a supervisor one time and said, like I'm struggling to sleep. And she's like, Benadryl and a bottle of wine. And I was like, okay, that'll get me to sleep, I'll do that. And it worked for a while, but then those things stopped working. I lived for the days off. And that's a pretty crappy way to live your life.
For years, we just avoided what I saw at work or what I did at work or how it was making me feel. And unfortunately that over those first 20 years really eroded a good chunk of our relationship. I was there, but I wasn't present. I had an undiagnosed PTSD and it was now affecting every aspect of my life.
I became very isolated. I didn't want to be social. Sometimes I would just burst into tears. Have no idea why.
A mental health injury is no different than a broken leg. Your leg's not healed, you're not going to work. If your mind's not healed, you shouldn't be going to work. There's so many people that are struggling on our job. Not very many people step forward.
Mental health isn't weakness. Asking for help isn't being weak. Asking for help is the courage. It's the courage behind the strength to do that. And by doing that, we can all get better together, and we'll do it together as a community, and that's what it's all about.